History on planet Nibiru. Now, after the first king, An, had 7 of his descendants rule after him, now was a time that none of his descendants were going to get the throne. Because, due to the rotting atmosphere that they had, the fields had no fruits or grains. The people were becoming infertile. Mothers could not breastfeed. It was a total desolation. And the king and queen that were on the throne now didn't have a daughter or a son. But one day, they find a child on the steps of the palace. A child named Dauru was found at the steps of the palace gate, and the queen took him in as her son. In the end, King Dauru adopted Dauru and made him his legal heir, his legal son. His name was Lamu, and his name meant dryness. A lot of people in the Council of Wise and in the court were kind of frustrated because technically this king was not of the royal bloodline. He was not a descendant of An. The princes were complaining in the palace about this. And there were also complaints in the Council of Counselors. In the end, Lamu took his place on the throne. Even though he wasn't An's son, he became the 8th king of Nibiru. In the Council of the Wise, there were 2 ideas on how to heal the brace, the deteriorating atmosphere. One idea was to use a metal called gold, but it was rare on Nibiru. But there was a lot of it in the hammered bracelet. It was the only thing that could be grounded into the finest powder and therefore stay in the air. It had to be so fine that it could stay up in the heavens. By heavens, they always mean the skies. So when they come to Earth later on, and they're talking about heaven and earth, heaven is outer space. It's not a magical kingdom on clouds. At this point, they figured out that if they had more supplies of this gold, they could fix the hole in their atmosphere, and the problem would surely improve. So the king decreed, "Let there be celestial boats," and a star fleet created to bring gold to Nibiru. The other idea was to make weapons of terror that would make the ground shake and the mountains break apart. With these missiles, we will attack the volcanoes, therefore breaking their slumber. So they attacked the volcanoes with these weapons of terror, which are like explosive missiles. They have also been described as nuclear weapons. When they make these weapons explode in the volcanoes, their slumber is broken. The tablet says, their belching made worse, and the atmosphere filled up, and the hole made to go away. King Lamu was said to be very weak and couldn't choose between the 2 options on what to do. The tablet says, one time around, Nibiru went around 2 shars. Another 2 circuits went by, and King Lamu still had not decided what to do. Remember, each circuit, each shar, is 3,600 years for us. In the fields, things did not get better. The atmosphere was not fixed by volcanic belching. A 3rd shar went by, and then a 4th was added to the total. No gold was gained, and there was a lot of fighting on Nibiru. On the land, there wasn't enough food or water. There was no longer unity in the land.